Andy on YouTube, you are indeed first. Hello, good morning, or whatever time of day it is for you. Yeah, doing it again. I said I was gonna do it, and I did it. I mean, that's pretty good. Let's see. Everything looks like it's running. I think you can hear me. 10 a.m. Okay, good. You were in the same time zone. Yeah, just getting the day started. I have had my morning coffee. I have had my morning exercise. I have got dressed. I now have another coffee. And I'm getting ready to start building for the day. So, I thought let's do some streaming because I actually slept okay last night. Awesome. Thank you, Andy. Um, so, hey, Fox and Will Crafts. Hello. Good morning. Facebook or not Facebook, YouTube is winning so far. So, aha, yep, still on YouTube. JR24. Am I remembering correctly? You're the one from Louisiana, right? Then that's the Fleur de Lis is there. Um, you and I share some common interests, I think. Doing the jelly roll voice. So I'm just getting warmed up. But today we are carrying on with Dorak. Good old, good new. Oops, there we go. Good new Dorak. And it's moved on a bit since the last time we were together. I'm hoping that Danny, Dorak's manager, can join us today. I don't know if they are aware that I'm streaming or not, but I did announce it kind of, an hour ago. So hopefully they can join us. If not, I will actually be shooting some stuff specifically. Well, that's not. This is old Dorak. This isn't the one I'm doing. Oh, but you mean what you've seen? You've seen. Here we go. We can just do this. Look at this. This is probably the only camera. Let me hide Dorak here. Oh, that camera's got some problems. Hmm. Hmm. Anyway, this is the current state of Dorak. You know what? Let's do this. How about we do this? This is probably a much better way of presenting the current state of Dorak. Just get Dorak sleeved here. I'm not even going to attempt to do Dorak's voice. It's not my character. It's not my voice to do. But here we go. So we've got the eyebrow mech working, and I actually have a spring return in the eyebrow mech now, so that's pretty good. Let me get some hands going here. And so obviously we're just carrying on, but yeah, Dorak's going. So here we are. So obviously, need to do a bunch of things on good old Dorak here. So, my top priority now is for figuring out order of operations, right? So, let's put Dorak back here. So they need a few things. There we are. Um, oh yeah, no, he's getting there. Forgive me, Danny. I don't know if Thorax pronouns are he, him. I'm assuming they are. I think I've heard you say that, so I'm going to probably slip into that occasionally. I do try to use non-gendered language when I remember, but sometimes I forget. At any rate, so let's take a look at OG Dorak here. So, a lot of stuff on the face. We got a lot of face stuff. So we need tongue, teeth, eye bags, eyelids, eyebrows, ears, and horns. And that's a lot. So it's a matter of kind of figuring out what should I do in what order. The other thing Dorak needs is I haven't done the body insert yet. We'll probably do that first because that's just easy and doesn't require much braining. And all of the face stuff usually takes quite a bit of focus to do and to get right. And that's not super easy to do and run a stream at the same time. So I may save some of that. I'll probably make some of the bits I think on stream because just making the body insert won't take long. So I think what we'll do is we'll make the body insert, then start making some of the face bits, but I just won't attach them quite yet. Because what I think I want to do, if you look at that OG Dorak here, they have that like that part at the muzzle, and I really want to emphasize that. So what I'm going to have to do is style, the fur to do that, which isn't hard, but since Dorak also has eye bags, I have to make the eye bags, and I should make and attach the eye bags before I do the fur styling, because the fur styling will probably kind of overlap the eye bags a bit, and it'd be much easier because I got to shave down the fur to right down to the netting to attach the eye bags securely. So I should do the templates for the eye bags, shave it down, style it, then attach the eye bags. That should be the order of operations there, and that does matter. Of course, the other thing is the beard. I hadn't really planned for that. I wish I had, if I had thought of it going in, I would have just altered this pattern to include the beard as a little piece in the pattern and just sewn it in when I made the skin. But I didn't, so I have to do it as an applique. And so what that's going to involve is doing a little template of it's got a very specific shape, right? It's got that sort of goatee shape. So I'm going to have to like put a piece of usually paper towel. It's very handy for that. Maybe I should demonstrate that on stream because that seems to be useful. It's how I also do the templates for the eyelids because they're different every time. Every build is a little bit different. And so you do paper towel templating, which is a very handy little technique. We should probably do that on stream. But first, before we get there, so that's the whole deal. Like we gotta figure out what to make and when they should be attached. So making the bits first, and then sort of figuring out what order they should go on is important. And I think it's going to go eye bags, first styling, then eyelids and brows. But I do have to shave it down before I do the style. That's the shave it, then style it. That's how you should do fur. Particularly if something's going to go over top of it, right? Then ears, then horns. I think horns will be last, and then the tongue. But the tongue is a whole separate. That doesn't really matter what order you do that in. And I think I'm gonna do a carved foam tongue for Dorak because Dorak has got kind of a that 3D tongue. So I will hand carve some foam for that, and I should have enough dyed foam, I believe, for that. So first thing first, I'm gonna finish my coffee because boy, I need it. Don't we all? Hope everyone out there is doing well. Um, we got some news. We're going to New York City soon, in a couple weeks. My wife and I decided that we just needed to get away. We haven't taken a trip since this whole madness began. Haven't done much of anything other than start a puppet building business. Just that. Um, but yeah, we just like so with the whole Henson trip that some folks around these parts did that I couldn't do a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, I really want to go back to New York City. I mean, we've been there a bunch of times. Love it. Um, you do requests, and how much do you charge? So, good question. Yes, and it depends. I it's much easier for me to do customizations of existing models. So if I have a pattern for something already, it's usually just like if you want, a furry live hands monster in a specific color with these specific features or something. That usually I don't charge any more than I would normally for a shop build for that because it doesn't take me any longer. Sometimes I have to order specific colored materials or whatever, but that's fine. So, it's my usual charges for like a furry live hands monster with an eyebrow mech is usually about 550 Canadian dollars. And it goes from there. So any of the standard shop model, or if they're just variations or customizations of standard shop models, it's whatever the shop model costs, and then if there needs to be special stuff on top of that, it's just labor hours, right? I don't usually do like unique characters. Like here's a drawing of my character. Can you make this? um, just because it just takes so long because there's always prototyping and you have to make new patterns. That usually takes so long that the budget just is too much, right? Like I would have to charge about $1,000 from start to finish for that, and I like to try and keep my costs down. I can't make them fast enough for most people's deadlines. Not that I'm slow, I actually quite fast, but oh, there's the bot. Okay. But yeah, so it depends. Like I said, it depends on the build. If I have patterns for it already, or if I can like Dorak here, there's some custom patterning, but they're just like combinations of existing patterns, right? So like Dorak's head, Dorak's skull pattern is not something I had before, but it's a combination of two patterns that I already had. And that's what I did on the last stream, was just quickly sort of make a Frankenstein pattern out of those two, and they work. And so it depends on the build, is what it comes down to. So if customizations or modifications to existing build models, exactly the same as they cost on the shop. And anything else beyond that, we got to talk, because frequently I have to turn those kind of jobs down, which I don't like doing. I don't like saying no to anybody, but it's usually budgetary constraints. People who come to me usually don't have a lot of money to spend on a puppet, and that's fine. Um, but it's just a matter of, like, if it's going to take me 40 hours to make a puppet from design to completed build, I have to charge. I got rent to pay, right? So I have to charge for those hours, and it's all hours. The materials themselves can be expensive, but they're not monstrously expensive. They're well within most people's budgets, but it's labor hours, right? So if I can build it quickly, then that's the litmus test, right? So I hope that answers the question. So yes, request absolutely. Like if you wanted like a pink greebly or something, yep, we could absolutely do that kind of thing all the time. I mean, Dorak is essentially that kind of thing, because I already had furry live hands monster patterns, and I'm just sort of making these specifically for this character, right? But that's part and parcel of the whole process. So I hope that answers the question. I wish I could do more if I was a bigger shop. If I was like a Swazzle Studios, and I could just hire people when I need them, kind of thing, I would absolutely never say no to a job. But unfortunately, that's not the situation I'm in. I have to charge, and also that's the thing. Like my niche is people who want something a little bit past what you could get from, like, I don't know, walk into a toy store. They want a professional puppet, but they don't necessarily have the budget for a Swazzle Studios, which is literally like thousands of dollars. So, do I have a lizard model? I do have a lizard model. Yes, sort of. If you go to, I should have links ready to go, but I don't, of course. Let me see. I can find something. I'll drop a link in the chat, and I can show you the lizards. But yes, lizard actually would be fairly easy. Easy, he says. Nothing's easy. Let me see. So I have a model called a lizard. It's very clever. Oh, all of my past sales are not showing up on my own website. That's interesting. I should check that. Um, I really should link to my website. Oh, there we go. Well, I have the newt. Actually, I have a newt built, but they're in a bin, buried. But let me just do this and grab this. Yeah, well, I think JB's at work. If you go to the direct shop and scroll down, there is a newt that is currently for sale. I gotta check my settings, because like I have sold a lot more than this, and they're not all showing up. Thank you for asking, because I wouldn't have seen this if it hadn't. But let me see if I can find on the Etsy store. There should be. Do 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 do. we go. Um, but the short answer of which this is no longer a short answer, is yes. A lizard would be completely doable. And even if you wanted something that was different head shape than my standard lizard model, like something like, you know, a lizard body with a greebly head, and the greebly heads are more pointy and kermity, that's totally doable. So yes, it is entirely within the realm of possibility. Here we go. Here's Unfortunately, there's only one photo, but we'll see if this will. Havok Taketh, hello, thank you. Here we go. You can check that out. That was the first lizard I built. And yes, I built a few more since then. But yeah, lizards are on the realm of possibility list. So I hope that went through. I should get the building because that's what we're here for. Thank you. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I still haven't finished my coffee because I've been talking because I've been streaming. Dropped receiving a couple of discards. Nice, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Yeah, I was kind of feel because last time we did a Frankie Play stream, there was literally no live viewers, and that's okay. I got a little, down about it because, of course, I put in a lot of effort, and I think we're good at it. I hope, but it's going to happen sometimes when you're at this level. Sometimes it's just, there's no, eyeballs available. So, made my first puppet a few months ago. It was not an easy task, but it's so rewarding. Absolutely, and thank you for joining us because new people coming on is what it's all about, right? So if I don't know how long you've been following the channel for, but there is a whole video series that I did of these live streams where I am specifically teaching certain techniques and including making your own patterns from scratch, which is always something the new builders kind of get want a lot. So your content isn't bad, but there are some things you can do to grab more viewers. Yeah, I'm really, really bad at marketing, and I know it. So I'm open to suggestions, whatever you got. But I really should get to building because I am working today. That is what we're doing here. Is I'm just doing my daily work. Can I choose the colors and a handful of add-ons? Absolutely. Yeah. You know what? Either send me an email or a direct message on any of the socials. It's admin@operationpuppet.com. Or there's a contact form on the website if you want to use that. And just let me know what you want, and we can hammer out the details. My build queue is pretty full right now. After Dorak, I have 2 or 3 more things. So I hope it's not time sensitive. That's the other thing is sometimes it's just people have a deadline and I can't, make it that fast. But love your content. Sorry, it doesn't get many viewers, but I appreciate it. Thank you. No, you know what? It gets. Look at that. There's 7 people here right now. Like that's fine. I don't care. I don't care. I do care. But it's fine if it's a small number of viewers. It's only like when I'm shouting into the void. That's what I want to not have. And obviously the build streams always get better views than the Frankie Play stuff, and that's to be expected. Like of course it does. The Frankie Play stuff is just for fun. Like it's literally just me in my spare time with my friends, right? So that's fine. This is the important stuff. What we're doing right now is the real meat. So that's good. To find my way to your chat from Twitter. Glad I found where the people were. Yes, well, yeah, that's the thing. Because we're multi-streaming to different platforms, right? That's kind of one of my hopes is that people will follow breadcrumbs. But one of the things I've learned is that people don't generally follow breadcrumbs. So you just have to sort of you have to go where the people are. You can't wait for them to come to you, right? Which is one of the reasons I used to be on TikTok. I didn't like it at all. It's just not my style. It's just not what I do. But I keep kind of going, I should just go back to TikTok because It's where everybody is, right? It's where all the eyeballs are. But I don't know if I want eyeballs that bad. You know what I mean? I disliked it enough that I'm like, this is really off-putting for a whole bunch of reasons. But yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking about that. If I can come up with a format, I thought I came up with a format that I could do quickly, and I could, but it still wasn't like what TikTok wants, right? TikTok wants super fast, super short attention span, just stupid little 8-second things, and I just can't. I just don't have that kind of brain, right? Look how long I've been rambling for. We haven't even started working yet, right? YouTube is the number one social platform. Yeah, and that's one of the things. Like, I got over 600 people on YouTube, and that's like amazing for me. Like, I can't believe that that's where we are now. And I remember celebrating 100. Like, TikTok was not worth it for me. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Nice to see you. Glad to know I'm not the only person that kind of went TikTok. Nah. We should start working. I don't even use TikTok. I was just watching when you did your YouTube jump. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Are people watching the shorts on YouTube? If they are, maybe, I don't know. I haven't done any YouTube shorts yet, but maybe that's an option. I don't even know. That's the thing. Like, I'm so bad at marketing. I need a marketing person. Anyone that wants to volunteer to be a marketing person for me, I'm open to suggestions. You get a free puppet or something. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's like my stream times. Since I can't really stream reliably, like with on a schedule, that's another point against me, right? Because people can't plan for it. They just have to sort of accidentally show up when I'm streaming. So that's just a byproduct of me, a having a work from home, work for myself schedule, and also like I only stream when I've slept well. So that happens rarely. I like little shorts. Feels funny that I'm Gen Z and so bad at TikTok at the same time. Yeah, I know. And I wish I could do short little things. Like I would love to be able to think like that. It's just I'm always long form, right? Always. I can do voices. Yeah, yeah. They are the reason why shorts are good on YouTube is because they could lead people to your long form content. That's a good point. Let me think about that. Good consulting on the stream chat. But we have to get to work. It's a working day for puppet people. Gonna have some gum here. Forgive the chewing noises. Mm. So the first thing I'm gonna do is the body insert. Let's go to the top cam. This is a little bit wonky. It always is. Doesn't matter how many times you check. So I'm just gonna move Dorak down to the floor here so we have some space. And I gotta get a pattern now, as I always talk about, and I'm sorry if it sounds like a broken record. It will. When you're new to building, you are desperate for patterns. I know that desperation. Please don't steal them. Don't ever steal a pattern. You never have to. Patterns are available, for free in some places. And if not, I have an entire video series about how to design. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got a mod. Hello, Jamie. I have an entire video series about how you can design your own puppet patterns from absolute scratch with no special equipment. And just watch that, because stealing patterns is it's just dishonest. It's bad. Don't do it. We will find out. And you're only hurting yourself in the long run. So I'm going to show my patterns on stream. Please don't screenshot them. And now that I've given people the idea to screenshot them, guess what they're going to do? I got to find my foam insert. There we go. I was so offered helping with marketing, but I have a hard enough time doing trouble enough doing mine. Yeah, it's the thing, right? When you're small, like we are, how do you break through, right? Even if, I mean, I think my content is pretty good. My production values are pretty good. We were talking about that on Discord earlier. But it kind of doesn't matter, right? You just have to hope that an algorithm catches you and goes, "Hey, this stuff." But puppet building is always going to be niche anyway, right? So I need foam. Where is my foam? My foam is over here. Forgive me, I'll be off camera. I gotta open new foam. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Big old package of new foam. I mean that foam stat. So this is just upholstery foam. Most of the time I'm making out of upholstery foam. And I get them in these big packages from a local supplier. Well, yeah, see, my problem with the socials quite a lot is I never want to seem like I'm spamming. It's because I know how much of a turnoff that is for me when people spam their stuff. So I don't ever want to be that. And that's why I'm bad at marketing. I'm too polite to be a marketer. Well, I don't really have a sense of when are you spamming and when are you not, right? That's the thing. All right, so I got some sheets of foam here. Yeah, Instagram, I do okay on Instagram actually, which is funny because it's so anti-sharing, right? Like you can't post links, you can't like share other people's things unless you go through a third party system. It's weirdly anti-sharing. I have 5,000 followers and 10 patrons. It's hard to ask for money. Yes, exactly. I haven't even got to that point yet. I tried um, the coffee thing for a while. The coffee thing is still active. If you wanna donate to Operation Puppet, you can still do that. It's in the link tree, but it fizzled real fast. So I just went, forget it. I mean, I'm not really worried about that because, like, I am running a puppet building business. That's where my money comes from, right? And if I can get eyeballs that will then lead people to, the store, that's all I need. I don't need like Patreons or stuff like that, right? Surprisingly enough, the puppet building business does more or less pay the bills, at least most months. Not lately, to be honest. It's been very slow, but that's just to be expected with this awful economy. There are my body patterns. Let's really cut those out. First thing I do is just rough cut these out so I can get rid of this big old sheet. So this pattern is just basically it's a truncated tube. It's those wedge shapes that you always see for Kermit's body. Just kind of all mushed together, just kind of joined together. If you were to just follow this line around, you could make, just wedge shapes. And this was just trial and error. I just drew those shapes and put them together until I got the ones I liked. The biggest issue for myself, I get so excited to stream, I forget to post. Yeah, I think I'm going to do an Oracle episode. As you are about to see, hopefully, as soon as I can shoot some more video, this is going to be a new Oracle episode. We're rebuilding the staff again. Regular viewers will know that Gus is coming back. That will be the next episode, and I think we also I have always planned to reintroduce Frankie's nephew, Murray. I've lost my bungee cord. What am I gonna do? You know, I'll just shove it under here. So I got to build Murray first, and that's not gonna happen for a while because I got quite a bit in the build queue. I use so many paper towel pieces making mock-up patterns get somewhere I like. Yes, but that's the thing, right? That's how, and this is why I keep banging on about don't steal patterns, because the process of doing that, boy, you learn so much. You are such a much better builder making your own patterns and figuring it out, even if you get a lot wrong. That process of doing that is incredibly valuable. You will get to a point of making your own amazing patterns so much faster if you just start and make all the mistakes, right? Got my Kermit puppet from Toys R Us several years ago, and that's my very first Kermit puppet was exactly, remember the old Fisher Price? The ones that are valuable now because apparently it actually is the original Antron fleece. It's what I did. Hollowed one of those out and turned it into a puppet. It was fantastic. Back in the before times when I was young. Nice. Yeah, well Richard, you know how it goes. I mean, I like Richard's approach. Richard's another builder, FYI, and an incredible artist. Um and just a nice person. But when you look at Richard's builds, Richard, you recently built, I know this is a Patreon thing, so I won't post it or anything, but you recently built a vertical mouth plate puppet, and that looked fantastic. I still haven't done that. We use different techniques for laying in our mouth plates. I use the sad old man way of like sewing in a fabric mouth plate and then gluing that in. And Richard does the proper way, the more professional technique of actually folding over the fabric onto the mouth plate. I've never been able to do that reliably, or at least not tidily enough for my taste. But it's much easier if you do the fold and glue method for a vertical mouth plate. The pattern has to be completely different. And I just hasn't never had the time to sit down and do it, right? I do want to though. It's too much work. It is quite a bit more work because you do have to just sit there and hand. I can't. There's no pattern I have that works on a sewing machine for that, so you do have to hand sew, or I do have to hand sew the mouth plate in. But I don't mind that. I like hand sewing. That's my quiet time. That's when I'm listening to a podcast or something. This blade is about to expire. I should change it up. I've done two patterns on my own, but I've never seen them on screen. I still need to work. My two goblins have screen. Sorry, I just missed that. Screen time and story time at the local library. Nice. Yeah, hand sewing is it's so nice. It's very relaxing. I find that's my sort of meditation time. Once you get into a flow state with that, it's real nice. Again, the only problem with it is it's time consuming, right? Like something like a live hands monster and fur, there's no choice. You have to every finger you have to hand sew. Um, and that can get time consuming. That's one of the reasons why furry monsters, even though fur is much less expensive than fleece, uh, the labor hours that go into it are more. So therefore, they're more expensive. The moved into an apartment. I don't have a machine, so it's all been hand sewing. Yeah, well, I started out. I didn't know how to use a machine when I started out either. It was all hand sewing for me too. I try and use the machine as much as possible now, but still there are times when you just have to get in there and do it by hand, particularly if you want to seam blend well. It's not impossible to seam blend a machine stitch, but it's real hard and it never quite looks as nice as when you pan stitched. My machines on purpose were so much worse. Yeah, exactly. One, depends on the machine. It depends on your level of experience and comfort with it, right? Like machines can be really brute force, right? So you get more control, I find, when you're hand sewing, and you can do subtler, more nuanced things. Think this blade may make it to the end of this cut, and then that's it. It's gotta go. And my garbage is overflowing again. Imagine some nice music. I still haven't worked out the music issue, although I have recorded a bunch of Frankie singing various songs, as Richard knows well, for the Frankie Play streams, and that's a lot of fun. That's working out well, and the bots don't care. The Facebook bots let it right through, which I think is hilarious. I almost want them to go, "Hey, that's music. We have to mute that." It's not music. It's just me. All right, so we're gonna have to get the barge out. We're also gonna put some boning in this, as I always do. So we're gonna get some boning, just so we know where it is. I'm also gonna pre-cut some gaff tape to close it up. I got two Muppet Whatnots at Toys R Us around the time second Disney Muppet movie. Yeah, I years ago, and in fact, it's still in the closet somewhere. I got one of those when it was FAO Schwartz in New York. We went down to New York. Speaking of New York City, we went to New York City because FAO Schwartz did not ship to Canada. We went to New York City specifically. This is years ago before I was building. So I could buy a Muppet Whatnot at FAO Schwartz. We called the trip Operation Smuggle Muppet. I mean, come on, it was written in the stars. Orange Mo was my first comments by Mo got on. Yeah, I got I almost want to dig it out now since we're talking. This is the problem with streaming and trying to work at the same time. You get distracted, but that's okay because I got people here. We're talking and it's fun. Let me see if I can find it. It may be buried. I think it's buried. Oh no. Oh, wait, there it is. If you can, I don't know if you can see this on camera. Probably not, no. I'm currently wrestling with the original Oracle puppet. Here we go. Oh goodness, there's no arm rods. Uh it's not in the best shape, but it's not a great puppet. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. This is a real nostalgia trip. Oh. Focus. We need focus. This is my Muppet Whatnot from New York City, who I have named Andy Wartroll. Hello, I Andy Wartroll. So, there we go. Now, one of the problems that has developed with Andy is the vinyl on his jacket here has started to break down and flake. So it's real messy. I got to be real careful. And the mouth plate started to peel away, as you can see, because this isn't made like an actual puppet. This is real mass-produced stuff, right? But yeah, there's Andy Wartroll. This is the beginning of it all right here. So there we go. We've now had a visit from Andy Warhol. I'm not going to try and put Andy back in the closet. I'll just lay him there for now. I'll sort it out. Breaking down his punk. It's true. What was I doing? Okay, so I've got some gaff tape. We got to get to the barge. We got to start gluing. So I'm gonna put the fan on. I haven't charged either mic since the last time I streamed, so I hope they're gonna hold up. Get the old barge out. Should remake Andy Warhol, yeah. I don't know, you know why I said I wanted to make a vertical mouthplate Muppet or puppet. Don't say Muppet. Goodness. I don't make Muppets. No, of course not. Why would I do that? I should just Andy should be like a friend of Frankie's or something. See, we're writing. This is why I can't do TikTok, because I have to write everything. I don't know if this glove is the right way out or not. It doesn't feel like it. Let's turn it. All right, gloves go on. I got to turn the mic on the mask, so it's going to sound a bit weird and phasey for a bit. It's probably going to get loud. Speaking of which, let me make sure I have my mic meter up and visible. Sorry, the slideshow software keeps jumping in front. I can't see OBS. There we go. Okay. Be careful with my words. It's so funny around people who have no idea what I'm talking about. Jim Henson inspired Muppet style puppet creations. Yes, exactly. Muppet style is really important. For legal reasons, if nothing else. I'm gonna blow my nose before I do this, just because being stuck in a mask when you gotta blow your nose is trouble. So I'm gonna mute my mic just for a sec. My two puppets have some wear and tear, but I still have them used at my local sci-fi convention. Awesome. Yeah, well, all puppets, as we have talked about here before, all puppets eventually need repairs, will break down because they're soft materials and they're constantly used, right? It's like a piece of clothing will eventually get threadbare and need repairs. That's just the nature of physical objects. It happens. That's one of the things we should probably do on stream at some time. Frankie actually needs some repairs. Nothing major. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to use them. But that wouldn't be a bad thing to do on stream. Now that I think about it, is to like do repair of an existing puppet rather than build a new one. That's interesting thought. All right, I'm going to turn on the mic on the mask. The things are going to get weird and phasey and probably loud. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me. Slightly muffled, but at least it's better than not. The glasses over the mask are real special, aren't they? All right. Time for the barge. I know I am covering up. So again, sometimes I'm going to hold stuff off camera and not realize it. I'll try and get them on camera when I realize, but it's more important that I get the thing built than anything else. So I'm going to do the darts first, and then I'm going to join the two halves together. Jamie, I've got all the way back into Diablo 3. Thanks to last stream. I'm doing it again. I've got the brain. I got Diablo brain again. Which is good because I wasn't interested in playing anything before that, so Triple cheesecake zebra, hello. Yeah, I think, assuming we're doing a Frankie Play stream this weekend, which is we haven't actually talked about yet, but I would like to. I think that would be on the agenda. We'll have to consult with the others and see how they feel. But I'm up for it. Mana, do. That's one request I've had for Frankie to sing. I haven't recorded that one yet. I got to think of a way to make it funny though. Like it is a funny song in itself, but I got to make it Frankie funny somehow. Oh, I could probably, most of the time when I do, I'm just riffing. What if the Oracle was ever Crash Mom in Diablo 1? Remember that because that's definitely a future episode of the Oracle. Ah, yes, I remember. That time in Diablo 1 when I was killed about 1,000 times. It wasn't fun. Also, I sound like I'm underwater. What's going on? That's a banana bread. Banana bread. Oh, I love some banana bread. All banana, no bread. Actually, as an award-winning diabetic, that would probably kill me instantly. Okay, here we go. Time for the incredibly mysteriously silent hairdryer. We'll just use this as a recording. I'll just record it from behind the mask. It'll be fine. No sugar, but well, the bananas are a problem. There's always sugar in bananas. There's two problems with banana bread. One is the bananas, the other is the bread. To do a diabetic friendly banana bread, you would need so many like artificial flavors and stuff. It wouldn't even be a thing. However, my wonderful wife did manage to make a chocolate cake that I can eat with almond flour. And that was pretty good. Sugar-free, gluten-free, sugarless bananas. Scientists get to work, exactly. Yeah, bananas are not good glycemic index-wise. They're one of the worst. Them and watermelons. And unfortunately, I love both. So that phase of my life is over. Banana bread. I can still sing about it. The college I work at used to have a banana tree. What is it about like all bananas are clones or something? There's some weird banana thing. Says somebody who listens to too many. Hey, here's an interesting fact-based podcasts. I know all apples are clones. There's something about the variety of bananas we have now have been like bioengineered to be like that. They actually used to be much sweeter.
How do we even get onto the banana topic? All right, banana bread. Do. Maybe that's a good gag for it. Just think of things that have the same cadence as banana bread and just sing a different one every time. Banana, banana bread. I don't know. You come up with it. I'm working. Do. Yeah, I've recorded 3 of the Frankie songs so far. I gotta make some more. Best banana died out due to fungus or something. We have been eating inferior cultivation of banana since. Funny thing about banana trees is that if you cut it down, it grows right back. Isn't that all trees? I guess maybe not. Okay, time for the magic hair dryer again. Mortgage plan. Yeah, that works. You hired. Your entire job with this organization is to come up with things that have the same number of syllables as manamana. All right, there we go. There is our basic body. I know it looks kind of rough. That's okay. It's going in fur. Fur doesn't care. So now we're going to put some boning. Going to put a ring of boning on the top and a ring of boning in the bottom, of course. Because that's how that works. So I'm actually going to de-glove for this. It's much easier to do without gloves on. Bananas are technically berries. Doc Muju, hello. Nice of you to join us, and you don't often get that opportunity. What do I use for boning? I use boning. It's a it depends. You know what? Hang on. It would also be easier to do this without the mask on. And since the barge is covered up, I'm good. So this is just a straight up plastic boning. I think I got it on at Amazon. Meeting free morning, good. You're currently quite busy. I understand it. So this is just plastic boning. I got this on probably Amazon. This is the stuff that does not have the fabric sleeve. Very often you get them with fabric sleeve, but this is the more inexpensive stuff. And since I don't need to stitch onto this, that's why I use it for this kind of thing, because I don't need to stitch onto it. So I use the bones of my enemies. Travis, hello. Wow, everyone's showing up. Look at this, 9 people. That's awesome. Um, but yeah, you can get boning of various types at pretty much any fabric store, dressmaker shop, that kind of thing. The stuff with the fabric jacket that you can stitch onto is generally considerably more expensive than this stuff. But like I said, since I don't have to stitch onto this, that's where I use this stuff. So I just get a rough idea of how much I need, and then I kind of dial it in. Our campaign is live. It's a little less busy. Yeah, I guess so. Now it's more like fishing, right? You're just waiting for people to show up. Here we go. That looks pretty good. So we're going to mark it there. Trim this down a little bit. Oh, I've got it stuck in my head now. Banana bread. Doot, 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 doot. This is why we pre-make some strips of gaff tape. I use boning in one puppet live hands. My live hands monster. I still think he is too big though. Yeah, we've talked about this before on stream, but there's new people here. Smaller is always better unless you're making for the theater. And if you're not, if you have no reason to make a big puppet, make it as small as it can be. It's always better. It's better for performance. It's lighter. There's all kinds of reasons to not make a big puppet. You need a big puppet if you're doing it for theater, obviously, because it needs to be seen. I do a good job. It's stuck in my head. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Okay, so there's the bottom. Do the top. Do. I have a text notification on my phone. Oh no. How do you live? How do you live like that? Right, so when I'm sizing it, I'm just putting it in and I'm just sort of, I cut a little bit more than I need and then I lay it in about where it's going to sit and then I just kind of expand it until it fills the space. You don't want it too big or too small. It's always a little tricky to get just the right size. But today we are working on Dvorak 2.0. The original Dvorak being this. You may know of Dvorak because Dvorak's on Twitch. But this is the next iteration of Dvorak. So this is the body insert for Dvorak. And there we go. There's the top. So fortunately, the mask got to go back on and the gloves. Especially the gloves, actually, because this involves a lot of handling sticky things. So I find it interesting they make Audrey 2 for the stage. Yeah, Swazzle's got a bunch of stuff about that. Because they did an Audrey 2 a while ago, I think. Never built a puppet for the stage, I think. Well, actually, that's exactly not true, but it was for TV, so there were cameras, right? That would be the lizard for Jack Williams, who I posted about a while ago, but yeah, I've now officially had a puppet on TV. On America's Got Talent. Oh, that was amazing. I'm really bad at telling them apart. Yeah, well, they're twins. They must be twins, all right? I haven't actually checked, but I'm sure that Sean and Patrick, if I am remembering correctly. I'm sorry, Swazzle, if you do happen to see this, please correct me. Oh, wait. Mike, gotta turn the mic back on. Be very, very quiet. We're turning on microphones. And failing to clip the mask. There we go. Okay. Bottom. To the bottom. Where'd the barge go? Eh, I'm fine. Relax. Sean Patrick Johnson. The most Irish names for twins I've ever heard. Yeah, all my in-laws are Irish, so I had dinner with Patrick on Sunday. Hello, Patrick, if you're out there. It's all right. In Ireland, they only got like 6 names to go around. Reminds me, I need to get a new respirator. Yeah, I think it's about time for me to change the cartridges in this one. I can't smell the barge yet, but there's a sort of every now and then I get a hint that I can smell something, and that's when you need to change. It's been over a year, so that's pretty good. Mhm. Barging up. I know you can't see this on camera, but just putting some barge all over the things that should be glued. Oh boy, it's there. It's in there. It's all the way in there. If you start to feel dizzy, change your respirator filter. Yeah. Hopefully, before you start to feel dizzy would be the best time. All right. Part Scottish. I would love, as regular viewers know, I would love to visit the UK, Scotland, and Ireland. I particularly want to go to Orkney, speaking of Scotland. Some amazing archaeology in Orkney. But travel's been a little difficult the past couple of years. I don't know if anybody noticed. Cornish, Welsh, and English. It's a lot of languages with a lot of consonants really close together. I'd take the kids to New Zealand. Yeah. I did this the wrong order. Oh well. I've been listening to a lot more podcasts lately, as I keep talking about, but one of them is A Problem Squared, and both presenters are Australian. And I've come to really admire the Australian accent for its cadence and its reliance on comedy pauses, because they know exactly when to pause for maximum comedic effect, and that's a dying art.
It's something I tend to integrate into my comedy quite often. The art of the comedy pause, perfected in Australia. More correctly, my last name means Wolfland. Oh, wow, it's quite the name. My last name is Blades. Can you guess what it means? The clue is in the title. Sharp mind and sharply dressed. That's one of the most fun things I've been having lately, planning to go to Manhattan, is I actually get to wear nice clothes for the first time in a very long time. I've actually bought some nice clothes that will fit me. You can look forward to some fashionista photography on the socials in a couple weeks. Oh, nice. Thanks, Fox and Wolfgrass. I'll check that out momentarily. My hands are a little busy at the moment. I'm wearing jeans right now. I feel like I live in PJs. Yeah. Yeah, I spent the last 3 years in t-shirts and shorts, and I'm done with it. You know me. I need my suits. I got all the hats. I feel better. Feel better in a suit. I know it's weird. All right, there we go. Barging done. Let me get the mask off here.
Kevin and Danny Wellington are going to make you see. Danny Wellington is my inspiration. He is the man who demonstrated that suits and fun are not mutually exclusive. Okay, so now that we got the body insert built, and there you can see it's just it is what it is. It's just a big tapered tube. My sweater vest and button down shirts. Yeah, that's a good look. You get a little Argyle going there, you know. So the next thing is we gotta shove this all up inside Dorak. You can clip that, Danny. You can have that. That's for you. So here we go. This is not a delicate operation. I gotta stand up for this. Prep the patient. Don't shave him. Slugfan14, hello. Wow, everyone's showing up today. We just need Zeptec and the collection will be complete. All right, here we go. It's literally just shoving it up in there. A bit of a struggle because it's got to go through some points that are narrower than it, but it's foam, so it will compress. Here we go. Looking good. See, got some nice form in the body now. So the sleeve starts about here, so that's where I want to get the bottom of the insert. There, and we just want to put it just below the neck. Oh, this is very nice fur. Feels good. Uh-oh.
JB clipped something. Oh, he must have clipped the up inside Dorak bit. I haven't said anything else funny this stream, so like watching a fish get gutted in reverse. Yes, thank you, JB. Much appreciated. All right, there we go. Dorak's got a body insert. Is this going to look terribly different? Let's see if the shoulder cam is sorted itself out. That's a little better. Too much bright coming from up here is blowing out the camera in the corner. But there we go. See, it's much easier to put Dorak on the stand now. But see, we got some. It's all fleshed out now. It's good. So that's that. Let's go back to this camera. So now I got to decide what to do next. Looks like oversized Elmo, yeah, very much so. I won't after I'm done with it though. So let's see. Let's have a look at OG Dorak. I keep going the wrong way. As a puppeteer, I should know better. I should know my right is left and left is right. So yeah, I think maybe the beard should be next because that's going to be fiddly and weird, difficult. Because I'm going to have to put it in as an applique. So what it means is I'm going to have to template it. I'm going to have to do a paper towel template of about that shape. Mark that on the puppet, shave it, and then make a piece out of the black fur that gets glued in there. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm here, I can have a look at that. There we are. Indieskeep, hello, yes. I can't. Usernames are different on different platforms, so this is. Let me scroll up. I've lost it already. I can't remember. Indieskeep on the Discord. I can't remember what your username is. On I guess it's YouTube. My apologies. Yeah, looks good. Oh right, Fox and Wolfcrafts. Yes, thank you. Oh, this is too much. Here we go. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that looks good. Good stuff. Are you going to use barge to glue the beard or hot glue gun? Good question. Probably both. I'm going to do the initial laying in of the insert with barge because it's going to be really fiddly and there's fur everywhere. And hot glue is very unforgiving, so it's like you can't, once it's there, it's there. And particularly with fur, it's just going to get gummed up and get everywhere. So with the barge, you have a little bit more control, but it's also really hard to get right to the edges with anything. So if there are some gaps and stuff, I'll probably very carefully go in and fill up those gaps with a hot glue gun and then press them together. That I think is probably the technique I'm going to use. But very first thing I do is make the template. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I should have planned ahead and just built it into the pattern. It's not impossible, but it's really hard to sew the ladder stitch from the outside onto fur, right? I think I would prefer to glue it. So that's what I'm going to do. So the next thing we got to do, therefore, if the beard is the next thing, or the eye bags can also be the next thing. You know what? Let's do the eye bags. Let's at least make the eye bags. I think maybe that'll be the thing, and then we'll close out the stream for the day. So I want to see, I might have some eye bag patterns already. I always do them fresh for every build, but I really got to start saving them because it's a bit of a waste. So I don't know if I have any eye bag patterns in here. Let me see. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The sewing would be the preferred way if I had planned ahead.
To be honest, when I did the first pattern, I forgot that Dorak had a beard. So I'm kind of making up for that now, or paying for that, not paying attention now. I don't think I have any. Well, you know what? Let's just dump them all out. This is the problem. This is my most variation filled pattern. So I've just got so many things in here. Some of which foot. Okay, there's Frankie's hand. This is a lip. I need to do a lip. It doesn't look like I have any eye bag patterns in here. All right. Oh, I'm still on the wrong camera. My apologies. Here we go. There you can screenshot those patterns. Go ahead. And just wait for Dorak to grow his own beard. Yeah, that'd be great. That's another thing I'm thinking though. Since I'm doing it this way, there's a design opportunity here, right? Because let's get rid of the picture because yeah, Daniel has given me some degree of creative leeway. Obviously, I'm not copying the Luna's design, so this Dorak is going to look different from OG Dorak. And so I think maybe we might do a little styling on the beard. I will consult with the client before I actually commit to that, but I'm thinking like doing like a nice pointy. Making me yellow. Yeah, well, no. Yes, thank you, Jamie. You go ahead. You just screenshot all those things and you let me know how it goes. What am I doing? Looking for. I have one folder here that is this: noses, ears, teeth, horns, etc. Let's see what's in here. That's what's in there. Eye templates. Eye, nose, nose, horn. This we may need. Horn and or tooth. Nose. Eye bag. There's an eye bag. Let's see if we can use that. Found that. Oh, more horns. Which are the more dirty? Here's Frankie's ears. Which, no, we're going to do new ears for Dorak, I think. Oh, there's more eye bags. This one's better. This one's a little thicker. Use this one. Oh, and another eye bag. Even, ooh, I like the profile of this one better. I like the little wider. We'll do that. Who knows his tongue? I never pattern tongue unless I'm doing, like I've got my pre-cuts that I made on the Cricut. This is basically a Kermit style tongue. It's like a heart shape. But if I'm doing a carved foam tongue, I never pattern it. I just carve it. The old schnoz, yeah. Noses are fun. It's a weird thing to say. All right, so here's our eye bag template. Now this should, let's go to, I guess, this camera? Camera isn't up high enough. Let me see if I can raise the camera. Yeah, better. Okay. Is that going to work? Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. But see, the reason that we need to template this is because I have to shave down the fur around where the eye bag is going to go. We also want to put the eye bag up onto the eyeball a little bit, just to, because we've got this like netting edge here. And I hate showing the netting edge. So we want to cover that up with the eye bag. Yeah, that'll do. I'm gonna when I trace it, I'm gonna actually trace it a bit bigger than the pattern. But I worked out a Wiggle Krampus's nose the other day. Awesome. Yeah, it's got that because it's just a dull joint in there, right? So I guess you can just sort of push it and wiggle it around. When I went to Momi, one of Fat Blue's noses was falling apart. The fleece was coming off the foam. When holding it, I realized there wasn't much to a nose pattern. No, well, I mean, that's something I absolutely have no problem showing because we did one. One of the earlier streams was just designing a nose from scratch. And a lot of noses are so unbelievably simple. Yeah, like sculpted is different, but like, here we go. This is the one we did on stream even. So this is the foam, this is the fleece. The foam is literally just two circles, one slightly smaller than the other, just joined together with straight lines. And then the fleece is just that, but mirrored and slightly bigger. And that's it. And this is like a Burt style sausagey nose. And that's it. Like it's literally draw what you want. So noses are like that. That's great. I don't know if anybody remembers the troll or the ogre. I said troll. Oops. The ogre that I made that has the really big nose, but that's this. That's all that is. Just mirrored for the fleece, and two of them for the foam that are glued together. Makeup sponge. Yeah, I have used makeup sponges often. Oh, speaking of Krampus, there's the Krampus nose. Everybody see that purple cheesecake zebra, right? And it's got this beveled edge here because that's where the dull joint goes. Beauty blender noses. Yeah, no, they're fantastic. They look great. I use them often. But I have been getting into doing these style noses more often lately. I just like them. You know what? I like this eye bag better. I just put this on the eye, and this is better. I like this. It's bigger. Thorak, I think wants larger eye bags. Just the character. Always do what's best for the character. We're gonna go with that. So that means wow, it's real close to the camera. Look at that. This isn't a bad angle to do this at, actually. Now that I come to look at it. What I need to do is shave down before I even make because this is just going to be fleece. So I need to mark out where this is going to go and then shave down the fur right to the netting. So the way we do that is we just lay in some pins. So we put this where it's going to end up, roughly, and then we just start marking it with pins. Make sure the fur is all laying down, sort of in its natural direction that it wants to lie in. Yeah, I got to do another Krampus this year. I'm going to do some holiday Christmassy type builds. Definitely a Krampus is on the agenda, and I think I may actually do some Santa Smalls. It's because I got a bunch of red fleece. Honestly, that's it. I don't know what to do with the red fleece. So I put quite a few in just to make sure I get the shape right. You can never get the buzzer in quite to this degree, so it's going to be not big enough, but that's okay. It'll still lay fine. So there we go. There's marked out where we're going to shave. And so remember, if you put it in that way, we have to mirror it because this isn't symmetrical. So sort of get a sense of how that's going to set. I also want to try and keep separation between the eyebrows, which is using this style rig. It's not easy. We're gonna try. I've already warned Danny that
that may not be the final outcome. It may end up with a unibrow. But I'll do my best. Krampus is fun. I like villain characters. Yeah, you know me. I'm all about the monsters. So fun part with Krampus for me is that the design is based on like old Max Fleischer style, like the Popeye cartoons. And that was really fun. It's a bit different style than the Muppety thing I usually do. Sorry, this is really off camera. It really is the best camera that I have available to see this at. So, all right, we go. So now, got to get the clippers out and shave that right down to the foam, or the foam, to the netting. Make sure that we're not shaving any fur that we want to keep. And while we're doing that, I'm also going to go around and because we're going to put eyelids in here, so we want some bare netting behind the eye as well to glue the eyelid into. It is a little scary. It's all right. It's like Pinhead, but cute and fuzzy. So, oh, you know what? Since I'm wearing a nice shirt today, my mother-in-law got me this shirt. I'm actually going to be responsible and do what I never do and put on my shop apron. Um, don't think this is going to cover the mic up. Just raise it up a bit. That's because this fur is just going to go everywhere. So, although it doesn't really cover up much of the shirt, does it? Oh well. I'd still rather not get fur all over me than get fur all over me. So. One time you'll see me wearing denim. All right, it's a good look. I know. Overalls. Here we go. So we got our wall peanut here. Good old wall peanut. The guard comes off because we're going right down to the netting. So here we go. Looks like the mic isn't picking this up either. Imagine the buzzing sound. I'm sorry that the camera is not quite getting me in. Yeah, thank you. All right, so every now and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to pull out the stuff that has come loose. And you can kind of see we're getting down to the netting there. It's always going to be smaller than the thing that you've laid out. So once this is done, we're going to pull the pins out and then go a little bit farther. Yeah, thank you. Closed captioning of the hair clipper. Bold Eyes. It's my new indie band. Bald Eyes into plastic boning. This little tip, if you're ever doing this, you can occasionally get like two-tone fur that it's got like gradiated color, so the roots are a different color. This is really great to do that kind of thing with because it creates this really beautiful gradient. Look like fancy eyelashes, yeah. Extremely painful fancy eyelashes. Let's do the other side. Pretty good. So has had that holidays yet? It's a barber joke. You get it? It's like in a barber shop. Yeah, it is. It is very wall sponsorship exactly. Oh, believe me, you want to send me all the wall peanuts you got? I'll take them. Um, like a puppet horror film would look like. Yeah, this is very much a prep the patient for surgery kind of situation. Okay, so that's probably as far as we can go with the pins in there. But now that we've got the shape kind of mapped out, we know what we're doing. So pins can come out. This is a great camera angle for pretty much everything. Look at this. Perfect. I am still here. Forceps, yeah. The machine that goes ping. Now we're just gonna sort of refine that, extend it a little bit. Well, there's a lot of days I feel like Dr. Frankenstein, and those are the good days. Let's just see how that's going. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. That's about what we want. Daniel! Speak of the devil and they shall appear. Yes, indeed. Going over to Twitch. All right. See you in a second. I'm glad that Daniel is here because I have something to show Daniel. Live client consultation. There we go. There's Dorak. So right now, as you can see, we're just shaving down the areas where the eye bags are going to go. And I have chosen this template for the eye bags. Dorak is watching himself being built, exactly. Yeah, that seems about right. I'm gonna widen this one a little bit. So, Dorak, well, that's pretty much all the shaving for that I'm going to do. I also have to go around and do the tops where the eyelids are going to go, but we'll worry about that in a second. So one thing, Dorak, I assume you're still there. As I messaged you the other day, one of the things I wasn't happy with was how the eyes were sitting. And I said I was either gonna, I took the head off, and I was either gonna fix it if I could fix it, or just rebuild if I couldn't. And it turns out, yeah, I could. So the eyes are much better aligned than they were. So I'm happy with it the way it is, but it wasn't quite right. I don't, a little asymmetry is good, but it was too asymmetrical. So I think we're in a good place now. It's looking pretty, as long as the eye focus is there, then that's what you're aiming for. But one of the things I also did while I had it open, as it were, was I put because this head shape is a little bit different than anything I've done before, the eyebrow rig had a little bit of trouble. There wasn't enough room. Similar problem to one of Purple Cheesecake Zebra's recent builds, but different solution because it's a different head shape. So what I ended up doing was it's still the same old eyebrow rig with the ring in the center and everything, but there's a spring return now. So the eyebrows are held open with the spring. And now instead of feeding your finger, it's hard to demonstrate, unfortunately, I don't have it open. Actually, hang on. I have an unused, rejected eyebrow rig here that I can at least show you what's going on inside. So this is what kind of, without the big globs of glue on it, what the eyebrow rig looks like inside. So this is ring, and this is normally how you would operate it, right? You just put your finger through the ring and move it back and forth. But because there's so little room, the finger has to go so far forward that again, there's no room to actually get any range. So what's happening now is this is being held open with a spring. And instead of feeding your finger through the loop, I mean, you can if you want to, but the intention is that you're actually just pushing the rod. So all you have to do, there's two loops that your index and a ring finger go in, and then your middle finger will just push up on the rod. So the rod's like that, and you're just pushing up, and then when you want to close them, just release it, and then the spring will hold it open again. Before you make the eyelids, if you're making a monster with bushy eyebrows, I can recommend you use fur for the eyelids. That way it won't like an ugly lady. Oh, I always use fleece for the eyelids. We'll come to that. You'll see. It's much more like animal's eyes. But anyway, that's how the eyebrow rig in Dorak is currently working. And it's actually very comfortable. I was really surprised with how well it turned out. But that means that the neutral position is open.
And then when you want to close it, you just push your middle finger up. It'll close it and then just release it to open it again. That's all. Just so you're aware of that, because all eyebrow rigs are generally fiddly and you need to get used to them. There's no perfect, just intuitive way of doing it. And everyone is different. So that's what's going on inside Thorax's head currently. So this is the neutral position. This is open, and then I'm just pushing my middle finger up. And it's pretty good. It's pretty smooth action. It's nice. And that's that. So there you go. Just so you're aware when you get it. Every time I've ever tried on a puppet that either I've made or has come from somebody else that has any kind of eyebrow rig, it's always a bit weird and awkward because there's nothing intuitive about this. You just have to practice it and work with it. The best eyebrow rig I have ever encountered, and one that I would like to spend the time and reproduce, was in the Fisher-Price animal puppet that they released in, I guess it was the 80s. That thing was amazing because it was just a rod or like a flat kind of platform, like a stick in the middle, and it was cantilevered so that you would press down and the eyebrows would close, which is the opposite to how almost every other eyebrow rig works. And almost every other eyebrow, you raise the finger to close. And this was the opposite. This was so intuitive, and it was spring returned and everything. And I would love to sort of like just see a teardown and go, oh, okay, well, that's how you do that. That's how you do this. It would be hard to reproduce, but it would be a fantastic rig once done. And also one that doesn't take up a lot of room. And that's the other big problem, is making a small puppet means you don't have much room in the head. For most puppets, that's okay because you can run a line and do the control mechanism outside the puppet. But for live hands, you have no hand with which to do an external control. So you have to go with a rig like this for a live hands puppet. So just so you know, a little behind the scenes stuff. Where are we at here? Almost a time. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back. I'm going to do the up down. I'm going to this doesn't need any templating. I'm just going to shave basically a line around the eye because this is where the eyebrow or the eyelid is going to get glued. And we just need the space to glue that onto. So that's all. And then we're going to end for the day. But like I said before, I'm trying to keep as much separation in the eyes as possible. It's still going to be pretty unibrow when it's done. We'll message you about the hands. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the hands are, right now I haven't done anything. There's no trimming, there's no styling. They're just as they are. So you let me know about that. So because I'm trying to keep eyebrow separation, I'm not going all the way around. I'm just going sort of up to here, and we'll see. That's going to be a tricky situation, but we'll figure it out. Andre Romero, hello, nice to see you. I am doing well. We're actually stopping probably in about 10 minutes or so, but hey, you made it for the last 10 minutes, so good on you. I'm shaving a monster, that's how I'm doing. Every day's a good day when you're shaving a monster. But there we go. See, all I'm doing is just taking it on a thin rim right down to the netting, and this gives us a solid foundation to glue onto. So we're gluing the eyelid onto here and the eye bags onto here. And that's all. It'd be a very different video if you were shaving the monster, shaving the monster. Well, it's a family-friendly show. We wouldn't do that. Here's a little look behind the scenes. This is what it's like. This is one of the reasons why we do glue onto stuff. It's like you can see this gap here where the glue is that's holding the eye in. This is why we cover things up. We don't want to see that. Yeah. You meet the most interesting monsters. Phenomena. It's still there. The problem with not having music on the stream. Okay, message sent by Discord. Thank you. I will check that when the stream's done. That'll do for now. I may refine that a bit when I actually come to glue it in, but that'll do to get us started. Oops. I hit the wrong button again. I keep doing that. There we go. So here's the current state of Dorak's face. But you can see where we're going. It's starting to shape up here. We got some. You can see, once we get the eyebrow action going here, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Oh, I got fur up my nose. The Rock's like, so do I. What are you complaining about? Fur in my mouth, particularly when you're chewing gum, is the worst. That's not good. See, this is why I wear the shop apron, because there's just fur everywhere now. Monsters Inc. George Sanders gets shaved naked. Yeah. Fur everywhere is definitely a mood. It's true. It's true. I mean, we got pretty decent vacuum cleaner for a reason. Because boy, does it ever get used. Oh, so I think that's going to be it for today. Hold on. There we go. I got it. Okay, so yeah, that'll do it. Yes, definitely getting closer. You can start to see how it's going to all go together. Again, there's a mountain to climb with the facial features because Dorak's got a lot going on his face. So, but that's fine. Again, I'm aiming to be done by the end of the week, so we should be good. And then we start on a build. Yeah, worst part about fur, it's just everywhere. Particularly when we've got cats, so I don't want them getting in here and getting like the most colorful fur balls in the world, right? So I got to make sure it's all vacuumed up and cleaned up before I open the door and that kind of thing. So, and then next week, doing a build for JB, for Scumboy.
which is exciting, and it's going to be Halloween themed. So that's one of the reasons I got to get through Dorak, because that's what's next. Yes, pour vous, as Piggy would say. I think that may not be the way Piggy says it, because I think that was correct, but. Oh, YouTube, yes, hand up puppets is in fact Danny/Dorak/Gob. Um, yep, Scum Boy's getting a puppet. It's exciting. Going to an RPG game later today. Nice. Yeah, that's gonna do it. I think we're almost at 2 hours, so I think that is where we are. Next, I'm not sure. I think I may start on the beard. The beard's gonna be a bit of a challenge. But again, Dorak, we will consult, and I will have a look at your messages, and we will go from there. So thank you, everybody. This was a quite active stream. SpongeBob puppet replica, nice. Out of sponge, because that would be really cool. Actually, out of a sponge, that'd be fantastic. Yes, I maybe even Frankie play this weekend. Well, there's going to be Frankie play this weekend, whether it's with other people or not. So we'll figure out a time for that. And so stay tuned to socials as always. This is the part where I'm bad at marketing. Click like and subscribe, y'all. If anybody watching hasn't subscribed yet, and I only ask this for a technical reason, if anybody watching hasn't subscribed on either Twitch or YouTube, could you click that button and let me know, because I don't know that my notifications are working. I suspect they're not, because I know for a fact I've been streaming and have somebody follow on like YouTube, and I am not getting a notification. So I'm not able to say thank you because I'm not getting the notification in time. Let me know. I'll watch the screen and see if it comes up. I won't close OBS. Slugbrand, join the Discord. Thank you. Yeah, join the Discord. Drop pics in there. Yes. If you are on Discord, I don't want to force anybody to go to a platform they don't want. So if you're not on Discord, obviously it's all fine. But I'm happy to be on all of the platforms. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to go continue Doraking, as the new verb states. So I hope you have a great day. Again, we'll be doing this again next week, and hopefully every week from then on. So have a great day. Have a great weekend. If I don't see anybody on the Frankie Plays stream, I hope you have a good time, and we will talk to you later. I'm going to hit the end screen because I keep forgetting about the end screen.